God, and so am I. Oh, a vessel that's willing, I know that's what you need. So here I am, oh God, I'm ready to do your thing. I'm available to you. Use me for your will. Oh, I'm available to you. Use me for your will.
Alright then, yes. My heart, my mind, my soul belongs to you. So I'm using this voice to praise you. And I will always worship. This vessel is for you, me can't make the devil use it. So I avail myself, because I know no one to use me, so the devil can't abuse me. And I will live righteous, live in your word, me have to stay focused.
I'm available to you. Use me for your will.
Whoa, 'cause I'm available to you. Use me for your will. Oh God, get in the blessing.
See, your will is greater than I, and I am excited to see your kingdom multiply and your people united. To do your will, oh God, that is what I choose. So my eyes are focused, Lord, I am ready to move. I'm available to you. Use me for your will, oh God. Oh, I'm available to you. Use me for your will.
Father, remove all the things that can stop me from praising you. The little things I forget about, please show them out, so I can be free from doubt. 'Cause I'm available to you, and I give my heart to you. I'm desperately waiting, so I can be used by you. I'm available to you. Use
me for your will.
Yo, let me tell you,
I'm available to you. Use me for your will. I'm available to you. Use me for your will.
Use me for your will.
I'm available to you.
Oh God, I want you to use me right now.
Oh God.
Meds.
Wow. Good evening, new season. How are we this evening? Use me for your will. I'm available to you. That song, and it's a reggae song, so you guys know that I am going to look it up and permanently borrow it, because I absolutely enjoyed it very, very much. Good evening again, and welcome to another episode of Yes with Yesse this Thursday evening. It's going to be an awesome night. It is a great day so far so good. Hope everybody has enjoyed their day and been very productive. Good evening, newseasonfm.com. Thank you for being out there. Good evening, 89.1 FM. If you are on the road listening to us and you're on your way home, or you're listening to us in your home, good evening, and thank you for joining us. Good evening, Facebook. Good evening, Facebook family. Always there. It's always amazing to have you there. Denai J. Good evening, Denai J. I feel like I haven't seen you in a minute, but thank you for always reaching out, D, and being there, as I know that you are. Good evening, everyone. So do me a favor, take a moment and like and share if you are already connected to YouTube. Go ahead and copy and paste that link and share it so people can join us. Same thing if you are on Facebook, go ahead and share it so that people can join us and join the conversation and share it. And the more you share, the more we grow, right? So Definitely can't do it without you guys. Oh, and of course, good evening, Maggie. Sister Mina for being there as well. I see you. And great day, guys. Great day. I what I would like to see as a testimony for you guys. So you guys know that I come, and I'm going to talk about probably a couple things tonight, but bear with me. So you guys know that, and if you don't know, you will know, I am the type of person that I absolutely love what I do. I absolutely love being an advocate. I love working with my students. I say kids, but they are all ages from 0 to 100, literally. And obviously they have a variety of disabilities. Many don't have anything at all, or it's minor, being that a lot of the services are very inclusive to all people. Everybody needs a job, right? Like I always say, or a resume or something. So one of those things that I do are the social aspect, the fashion shows, the self-development, and things like that. And one of my girls, I believe I have shared with you guys before, she was in my life for a couple years through the fashion shows, and we were always very close. We were so close that when she saw Miss Jessie, she made sure that either she got up from her seat because Miss Jessie needed to sit there, or whoever was around, get out, Miss Jessie's here. That's how close we were. And so a lot of things happened. We lost contact for some time. I didn't know where she was, and I did what I could to locate her. Facebook, trying to contact her caregiver, specifically because I was my advocate side, and my I guess my mommy instinct was worried about her. Is she okay? Does she have her services? What is her lifestyle now? She was used to ABC, and where is she? Who's taking care of her? All of these things were going through my mind. And so this literally happened yesterday. I received a message on Facebook, actually multiple phone calls on Facebook, and I don't technically answer those, but some things said answer this call because she's calling you, multiple times. And I did, and she was basically inquiring about the same young lady. Long story short, she found this young lady's now guardian, talked to him about me, and I asked her to, actually. I said, please let him know, because I reached out as well, and I just want to know that she's okay. And she did, and he was open to speaking to me, and he said, go ahead and give her my number. I was skeptical, and I was scared, to be honest, because I didn't know, I don't know him. I didn't know the reaction, and honestly, I didn't know if she was going to remember me. That was my biggest thing. So I prayed about it. I got the number and I called, and it was amazing. And I have finally reconnected with this young lady after over 2 years of looking for her and trying to connect with her. And she says to me, she always called me Miss Jessie. Hi, Miss Jessie. And we went on from there, and she knew who I was. She reiterated some things that we did together, and she let me know that she was good. She was having fun. She loves going on boats now with her family, and her family where she is. So she is good. And so it's a testimony to me, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know why someone is placed in your life, whether for a moment, for a long period of time, or for a lifetime. You just never know the purpose that person has in your life. And this lady, literally, I don't know her, and she helped me get to her, and she says the same thing about me, like, thank you, because you were open to speaking to me, and together we located this young lady for, to say it like that. So I'm excited. I that made me happy that we got in touch with her, and now I have contact with her. Dad gave me the okay to, check on her and stuff. So, and I told him, he was laughing because I let him know. I said, sorry, not sorry, but once these kids start working with me, they become my kids. And I mean that, I just worry about their well-being, make sure they have their services, make sure I help the parents. So when parents aren't there, Mama Yeye comes in, and it's happened so many times. So I'm excited for that. That's my little testimony, that I finally located my my big young girl, she's 26, 27, maybe a little bit older than that. So I'm excited that she's good, and now I know she's good and she's gonna be okay. So that was a God thing. Only God can do that. I strongly believe that, guys, that only God can do that. So yeah, so with that, October is starting very, very well. October is known for a lot of disability awareness days, which is exciting. We have from Disability Employment Awareness Month, which we have mentioned. We have World Down Syndrome Awareness Day and Month. We have World Cerebral Palsy Day, which was October 6th. I believe that was yesterday. We have National Depression Awareness Month. We have, and I mentioned Down syndrome. So we have all of these days. October is huge because October overall is Disability Awareness Month. So every day or every, maybe a week or so is dedicated to something different. So, which is great because we need the awareness, right? But to me is, so what is awareness days? What are these awareness days, right? And why were they created? Why were they created? Because we need to raise awareness, because it's assumed that at that point of creation, the community or society is not aware of these particular days, what they mean, and what they signify. But in my question comes, now that we have the Americans with Disabilities Act of 1990, now that we are in 2021, now that, so many years have gone by, why do these awareness days still exist? Right? So it's, why do they still exist? And the reason that they still exist, if you research and you read on, you'll find that it says basically for advocacy and awareness. So they still exist for the advocacy and awareness in the event for those that don't know what the days are, that don't know what the days signify, that don't know the meaning or the, how to make it better for the individuals affected with those differences. And so I think it's very important for us to understand that there's no cure. The awareness days don't exist because we want to find a cure for spina bifida, or we want to find a cure for cerebral palsy and Down syndrome. At least for us as the individual that have that diagnosis, that's not what it's about. It's about educating. It's about educating. It's about empowering. And I've learned as a self-advocate and now an advocate for other people that sometimes we have to be the first one in the room. Like, they say the elephant in the room. Sometimes we have to be the first one in the room to begin with that awareness. So if my love is media, radio, news, and I don't see people with disabilities or representation, as we've talked about, in that area, then I feel it is my job, or it is partially my responsibility as having the love for that and having a disability to go to these places to say, hey, I'm here, and ask that they be educated, that they allow me to educate them with the awareness, and then provide opportunities with accommodations and accessibility for the individuals with disabilities, regardless of the disability, as long as there's an interest and an ability in that particular specific area. And so again, sometimes we have to be the first one in the room, and that is for anything that makes us different. Sometimes it's flipping the script on our limitations and showing what we can do. I don't think that is sometimes, actually, I think that is all the time. It's flipping the script on our limitations and showing what we can do. So instead of me focusing on what my limitations are because of my spina bifida, it's let me show you what I can do despite of, and not what I can do or what I cannot do because of. So it's in spite of and not because of that I am able to do what I am able to do. And then again, it is a responsibility for us as individuals with disabilities to educate the community in that sense. So That's my story. I just want to take a second to invite you guys to share. Denai J, I see you. Go ahead and share. I don't see many others here on the chat, but I'll definitely go back later on and take a look. So definitely want to share and raise awareness in regards to diversity, inclusion, and disability of all people while we have the platform to do so. So again, so it's flipping the script on our limitations and showing what we can do. Perhaps those awareness days that we mentioned earlier are not only to educate, but to empower. So they're definitely not only to educate, they're also there to empower. And hey, by educating and informing, you are definitely empowering, right? So that is very, very important. And this has to happen on many levels. The awareness, the empowering, the educating, it has to happen on a local level, community level, state level, government level, all kinds of levels, because the advocacy and the awareness are different on each individual level. And I have experienced that myself as a certified advocate through the Developmental Disabilities Council. So it's very, very important that we understand that there's different types of advocacy, the different levels of advocacy, and the different verbiage of advocacy depending on who you're advocating for and who your audience is that you are expressing the advocacy to. So on the local, community, and higher level, and though it's important to include and empower all people and to support, that is very important to understand. No one is excluded in the advocacy for inclusion and empowerment of all people. And so we talk about how we advocate. Just like I said, we can advocate on a local, on a state level, on a governmental level. There's definitely advocacy in a local level. And I always say, I can advocate for as much as I need to. I can advocate for myself. I can advocate for others. But it's not until other people that don't look anything like me. It is not until other people that do not have a disability. It is not until they advocate for me or for our community as a whole that real change begins. So again, it doesn't take only me as a person with a disability and others with a disability. It also takes those that look nothing like us, that do not live with these disabilities, to advocate on our behalf for a more inclusive community, for accessibility, for accessible push buttons when we come in the building, for ramps where they are needed. And it's about not putting on the blind eye and turning our eyes to the other way when these issues come up and when this advocacy needs to take place. Good evening, Sister Laurel. I see you. Good evening. So it's definitely a community issue as it pertains to advocacy. It's a community task to advocate, not just a one-person job. It's never ever a one-person job at all whatsoever. So it's very important to support and to include and empower all people. So in doing that, what can we do? Good evening, James. How are you? Good evening. Got to talk to you. Good to see you. Thank you so much, and please share and invite so other people can come on in as well. So it's very important to, number one, these are different things that we can do as a society, as people, as community, to provide that advocacy and to really allow or give that sense that people with disabilities are truly supported and included. Number one, we can make a list. We love doing lists, right? We can make a list of inclusive points. And so what does that mean? Making a list of inclusive points. So wherever you are in your home, Target, my favorite store, Target, or even at at church, wherever you are, kind of making that list of accessibility, right? Of inclusiveness. So accessibility in the bathrooms. Are your bathrooms accessible? Are there accessible signs? Can a wheelchair go in there in a comfortable in a comfortable manner, you know, that's one way of the inclusivity. You know, can your doors push out so somebody in a wheelchair comes in? And then also too, your guests, right? Your guests come in, you have the accessible restrooms, you have the different inclusive points, you have your guests, your audience, the people that are coming to your party. It's nice to maybe designate that one person that is aware or that knows of disability awareness and inclusion, and make them kind of like, okay, if anybody comes and they have maybe a speech impediment or a physical limitation, or they need help in some way, you know, you're the one there to let us know. If you can't help them themselves, then let us know. So make the people around you aware that that's a possibility that can happen. And that we do through disability etiquette training, right? How do you talk to people with disabilities? How do you ask them if they need help? You know, do you touch their equipment or not, which you don't, by the way. So that's one way, designating that person to help or to obtain and get the help if somebody needs the help. Being mindful of the needs. You know, when you see someone and you become familiar with different situations, you kind of, you know, already sense or know where the help is going to be needed. But to the next point, show support. You know, if you know somebody needs help or you sense it, instead of going right away and doing it for that person, or, you know, asking them right away, show the support. Don't take control per se right away. Show the support. Always allow the person to try on their own first is very, very important. Always allowing that person to try whatever it is on their own, whether they're trying to even open a door, but that's a little different in my opinion, because I need you inside. But if they're trying to pick something up or they're trying to get somewhere or whatever it is, let them try first before you go ahead and ask them if they need assistance, or before they even ask you assistance. That is very, very important. Again, as part of disability etiquette, as it says in the disability etiquette, let the person ask for help and then help. And for us as a person with a disability, that all comes down to you trusting that I have capabilities, that I have abilities. And basically that the other person, if you will, not assuming that I can't do something because I'm in a certain state, or I have a specific physical, you know, limitation or whatever it might be. Yeah, allow me to try first. Let me do it on my own, and then ask me if I need help. If you see that I'm basically struggling because I'm being a hard-headed because I want to do it on my own. We shouldn't do that either, because it is definitely okay to ask for help and to accept the help. The next one would be, bear in mind that disabilities don't define the person. I think I always talk about that, and I probably sound like a broken record. Be aware that a disability doesn't define a person. In speaking, let's talk about the person's likes, their dislikes, their talents, their skills, what they do for a living. You know, we can't assume, or shouldn't assume rather, that they don't work because they have a disability, you know, or that they're not entrepreneurs, or that they don't have a hobby. So let's talk about all these things before we even get to what is obvious to you, or what might be obvious to you, which is the disability. I think that is very, very important. So all of those things that we mentioned and so much more is what makes up a person, right? So person first. It's like the person first language, person first everything. And then, oh, by the way, like I remember for me, once upon a time, when I first started into the whole self-development and motivational courses and stuff, I would say, my name is Yesse and I have spina bifida. And one of my mentors was like, wait, stop. Why do you do that? And literally this person taught me that there was a whole world between Yesse and my disability. This is me, Yesse. This is what I do. This is who I am. This is what I like. By the way, if you need to know, this is my disability. And that literally changed the course and the trajectory of my life. as it pertains to opportunities, employment, education, and everything. Good evening, Reverend. How are you, Reverend Crescent? Thank you for joining. I see you guys now. Okay, we're getting better. Awesome. So thank you for joining, guys. Again, take a moment to share, and invite, and that way we are educating our community by sharing our experiences and everything that's kind of hidden sometimes that we don't talk about. So let's do it. So that's very important. Bear in mind that disabilities don't define a person. That to me, that's everything. And again, it takes. I believe, because I believe so much in community. I believe it takes you guys as a community to assist us, in a sense, that have those disabilities, to realize these things, that the disability doesn't define us, that we have skills, that we have accessibility to different places, and feeling included. And the way that you guys do that as a community, as the people in charge, if you will, of the places that we're going to be going to, is by educating yourselves and say, hey, it's okay, they're welcome in this place. They're welcome here. They can get services. They can get the word. They can, whatever it is. Just like that's personally what I love about New Season. It's like everybody comes here. Doesn't matter where you're from. Doesn't matter who you are. Nothing matters. Just come as you are, and that's what the word says, to come as you are. So that's the way it should be. And I think for me, that's why I've been successful, because I have included myself and I have surrounded myself by people that have gone out of their way to include me, and that is greatly appreciated. And I strongly believe that is the one way that we're going to be successful in moving forward in our community. So that is very, very cool. So bear in mind that disabilities don't define a person. The instrument doesn't define a person. The wheelchair, the cane, anything else does. Their likes, their dislikes, the jokes, talk about everything, and then maybe the disability later, because you have to know. The next one is join people with disabilities in their fight against discrimination. It's everyone's duty. It is everyone's duty. I mentioned it earlier. I can advocate on my behalf, on behalf of individuals with disabilities, on employment, on self-advocacy, on healthcare, on Medicaid, on income restrictions, on Social Security disability and income restrictions. I can advocate on all of that, and I have. Trust me. I definitely have. But it's going to sound so much different when people like yourselves that have the power to make a change in those things are the ones to start advocating on our behalf. It changes everything. So not to say that you're going to do it on your own, but we are to unite with you in that battle, in that fight, so that there is positive change for all people with and without disabilities, across the board. So that is very, 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 very needed. So joining people with disabilities in their fight is absolutely everything. And lastly, when we're going through it all, in our minds, as individuals with disabilities, we wonder, do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand in a way where you truly, genuinely care? Do you understand in a way where it's like you have to care, because you have no choice? And so I think it's very important to unite as a community with all people, with and without disabilities, to say, yes, yes, we care. Yes, there's opportunity. Yes, we know you can work. We know you can do so many things, despite of whatever it is that makes you different, not because of your disability. The way I see it is, and I was talking to a couple of kids that we have here. One of the kids pointed out my walking, because I walk with a cane. And so I went to explain to him why. Totally ignored me, because he just went about playing. But we then, got it together, and I talked about it, and I explained it to him. And he's like, oh, the same way I have a birthmark on my arm. And then another one started talking about how she can, move her ankles and her wrists a certain way. And so they related my disability to their differences. Like, how amazing are children? And I really pray and with my whole heart that we could do that as a society and be like that, see through the lens of a child's eye, with the sweetness and the they just see no difference, and that was truly amazing. As soon as they learned about the difference, they showed me what made them different. They went about their business playing. And it's the way that it should be. And so when we're going through it all, guys, let's just develop a mindset of we don't worry about it because God got it. And that is a way where probably the only way that I have been able to get as far as I have, with the motivation, with the inspiration, with the push, that we don't worry about it because God got it. So I hope and pray that this taught you guys something today. Take it with you. I hope you can write it down. You can always go back and listen to it on Facebook.com, on New Season Gospel FM. And of course, we're on YouTube, New Season Gospel FM, all one word on YouTube. Copy and paste. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and it is always there for you to be able to go back to it. Please also, you may follow me on Yes with Yesse on Facebook. Yes with Yesse on Facebook. And we're always posting and posting resources and posting the shows and all that good stuff. So definitely don't miss out. Follow. I will go back to our live today and post that for you when we are finished. And of course, I want to ask you guys to please support your favorite station. Please support your favorite station and know that we cannot do it without you. We do it for you. We do it because of you. We can't do it without you. Denai J says, how do you say how are you in Spanish? These always asking me questions about Latin Monday. ¿Cómo estás? How are you? ¿Cómo estás? So I definitely want to invite you guys to continue to support your favorite New Season Gospel FM station. And ways to do that. Cash App, New Season, $, New Season, WC. That's Cash App, New Season, WC. Zelle at 954-536-1821. And you can go right to the website, newseasonfm.com. And if you're anything like me and you're old school and you like to just mail it in, write a check, pass by and drop it off, you may do so at New Season. That's 4660 North University Drive in Sunrise, Florida. And our zip code, 33351 or 33319. Either way, either one will get you here. So just please support, and while you're bringing it over, go ahead and come and check us out and visit New Season on Sundays for our Sunday service, which is at 11 a.m. in the morning. Don't want to miss it because it is always a great time. And of course, remember, it is Pastor Appreciation and Clergy Appreciation as well. So support those that pour into us weekend after weekend, day after day, every single day, and do so much more than the eye can see. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you, Denai J. I appreciate you. Again, please share. If you know anyone in need of services, resources, information, they need an advocate, they need a helping hand, please direct them our way. Again, you got our contact information, and you can always send us an email, seasonfmradio@gmail.com. Don't miss it, guys. Until next time, another episode of Yes with Yesse next Thursday at 6:30 p.m. And of course, for you, Denai J, I will see you, God willing, on Monday for Latin Monday, which is always a fun time. So send your recommendations. Send us whatever you guys want to hear about. Send us music. Send us whatever you want. And we got you. We'll make it an amazing morning as always for you guys. So until Monday, until Latin Monday, I will see you guys then. Have an amazing rest of your day and amazing weekend.
Insulation. Save money this summer. I know somebody who can help you. Matt at A&M Energy Consulting. He will check it out for you. 954-812-6288. 954-812-6288. Tell him Pastor Steve sent you.
Thank you, kind sir.
This is Anthony Brown. Hey, this is Brian Courtney Wilson.
This is James Fortune. Hey, it's Rashawn Mitchell.
And we're playing their music on the internet's all gospel music radio station.
New season Gospel FM, South Florida's